Welcome. So, a new book has been written on everyone's favorite subject, the first Constitution of the United States. And I often start out in talking about this subject by asking students a trick question. What is the name of the first Constitution for the American states? They're like, I didn't know there was a first one. Well, what was the second one called? I don't know. The second one is the Constitution. And the first one, in a limited way, and a different way, is the Articles of Confederation. Now, most people know about the Declaration of Independence. Most people know about the Constitution at some level, but there was an interim period at the end of the Revolution and before the states accepted or ratified the Constitution about the Articles of Confederation. What was this government like? What was happening? What's known about it? For most Americans, they don't know anything about it, or that they believe the time period was bad or chaotic. But the Articles of Confederation is the least known and the most misunderstood aspect, possibly, of American history and governmental history of the US. And so in gathering together this information, I've produced a new book, a short book, that stands somewhere between a little bit more than an introduction and a little bit less than a full in-depth socio-cultural political history that tries to be exhaustive. This short book introduces the period of the Articles of Confederation, talks about what was at stake, talks about why they were accepted, talks about whether or not they were needed, and talks about why they were replaced eventually by the Constitution. It becomes a step, the Articles of Confederation becomes an important stepping stone for the Constitution, and also sets the context in understanding what type of document the future Constitution is. And I hope to write a similar book, probably of greater length, going through and explaining the Constitution. But the Articles started first to be the background, environment, and context of those things. So if you order this book, if you pre-order the Kindle edition, which is cheaper, the Kindle edition, whether you pre-order or not, has in it a set of video courses that I've done going through lecturing with PowerPoints included that are available to you as well in the video description. At the end of the book, there is a link to the video courses explaining the time period and the political history of the Articles of Confederation, introducing us to the first Constitution of the American states, and then seeing how that became an important stepping stone for the later Constitution.